here is a newcomer. No, thank you. So, Flavius knows they already just met a kind of newcomers, but rest of you don't know much about time. So, introduce yourself.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Hello.
Ogaku.
Hello, everybody. I'm Anton from Germany. I'm visiting Jinen-san once a year, and I guess we had already the opportunity to see each other at this case of the Dharma Talk. So enjoy it. Dharma-san desu ka? It is. No?
Flavius.
Huh? Flavius-san.
Flavius. Not, he's another German. Brazilian. Although he cannot speak Brazilian. Portuguese. Yes. He just speaks Japanese.
Oh, very good.
Very good. Although,
There are a lot
whenever
of Japanese.
just Flavius just speaks Japanese. Nobody
Arigato.
Nobody understands. Nobody understands. Okay, very good.クレアさん。
はい、クレス。
クレアさん。クレアさん。
オーストラリ
are you Australian?
はい。
So sooner or later, we're going to visit your country. Your country. Not the Brazil, but your country. Okay. So there is a very important thing as far as we just realize, as far as we want to just realize who we are. See, a kind of a master, a kind of master. His name is Keizen. Keizen, Master Keizen is fourth lineage from Master Dogen. Then when he just realized who he was, he went to see his teacher named Tetsugi. And he just told him, I realized who I am. And they said, the teacher said, what did you say? What did you realize? Then he said, 国質の混論、やいわせ。This is Japanese. Only Flavius understands what I just said. 国質の混論 is a kind of a wooden ball painted by black, the Kashima, black Kashima. Black Kashima. And then the yain is in the dark. Then it says, black wooden ball is running in the dark, in the dark. Wooden black ball. Black wooden ball is rolling or running. See, in the dark. He says so. Then his teacher, his teacher certificated his realization. Oh, that's good. You comprehend. Yeah. A black wooden ball is rolling in the dark. Then his teacher said, okay, if you just realize that, such stage you are realizing. Do you understand? That's what he just the mention about who you is that's where that's where we are just living. That's where we are acting. Our black wooden board is rolling in the that's the essential ourselves. Will be understandable. Will be understandable. If you just understand it, if you just understand this reality without thinking, someone will be able to just certificate your realization. Maybe Shakyamuni Buddha Bodhisattva will be able to just certificate your realization. A black wooden ball is rolling in the dark. This is our the essence of self. Very easy. Garrison, it's very easy. It's very easy. See, that's much easier than the sleeping in the library. Sleeping in the library. So that's reason. That's the reason. We have to do a Zazen. We have to do a Zazen until you just realize what the Keizen, the master Keizen just realize. So what he said. A black wooden ball is rolling on in the dark. This is the essential self. Right now, that's here. Very simple, very easy. Garrison, very easy. Very easy to sleep in the library. Okay, so we go back to the today's the text. Number 8. Number 8. The essence of the Zazen. Very important thing. This Zazen we have to do. Otherwise, we may not be able to just encounter the essential self. And just like Master Keizen just met at the encounter of the essential self. Only this way you'll be able to encounter the essential self. This is that. So that what the Jinen Roshi just teach us, what the Jinen Roshi teach us with the text number 8, the essence of the Zazen, the essence of Zazen. This Zazen. Although it's quite easy to understand in concept, but it's totally difficult to do it. See? But if you just wanna encounter the essential self, you have to do it. This is the only way you'll be able to just realize who you are. So what's the just teach us to practice the things we call Zazen is to accept everything without precondition. So if the teacher just say this way, people said, "Oh, it's totally difficult to do it." It's totally difficult to do it. See? But see? Right now, We just accept. We just accept everything without any condition. Right now, when you feel this, I simply, when I just face it, I simply become positive without any condition. I just face it. I simply become positive without any condition. See, that's the reason. See, we already become a person who just accept everything, see, as it is, as it is. That's the reason. There is no problem at all. There is no problem at all. The people don't know much about. That's much people don't know much about who they are. So when I feel this, see, I simply become as it is, without doing, without self, without any condition. Simply just become as it is. When I clap my hands, something like everybody become this, everybody become this son, without any without precondition. Without precondition. But people don't know much about. That's the reason we have to do as others. Otherwise, you never be able to just realize this reality. See, once you just realize this reality, you never have any trouble. See? Why do you have to be? Why do you have to be? See? This is the easiest way, without doing, without self, without doing anything. Simply become son, without doing anything. Why do you have to be? People never understand it. Even in conscious, people never be able to understand it. That's much these people are just far beyond the reality. Completely separate from the reality. That's the reason. We have to do it. Okay, to practice the things we call Zazen is to accept everything without precondition and become a person who has no concern. In other words, you see, become a person who has no problem, no question, no trouble, no suffering at all. Very good. Gary-san, it's a very good one for you. Although you are far beyond the so-called suffering. It's a no for you. It's a no problem. Very great. As long as you stay in library, but we don't know much about what's going to happen. We just go outside. Go outside. So just stay in the library. Okay. So, yes, this is the essence. This is the essence of Zazen. When you face, you see, I should say this way. When you sit, then you see whatever. When you sit, whatever thinking, so just come out in your mind. Come out in your mind. As long as people are concerned, people are always trying to just figure out what's the reason kind of thinking was to come out in our mind. There is totally no use. See? You don't need to do it. You don't need to do it because as this is always just mentioned. Thinking a thought, thinking thought, just come out in your mind without any reason. See? That's the reason we don't need to we don't need to take care of it. We don't need to care of it. See? Without any. But as far as the people are concerned, people think, oh, thinking, listen, in this body, in this body, there is so-called kind of a human, kind of a person just exists. Then this person just think of what he or she just want to do. Then kind of thinking just come out in your mind. This is totally misunderstanding. Without person, without self, the thinking was so just come out in your mind. People don't know much about this reality. That's the reason people always try to just try to do it, try to figure out what's the kind of the thinking also to come out in your mind. Without any need, we don't need to care much about it at all. See? People don't know much about this reality. That's the reason we have to do a Zazen. See, we have to do a Zazen without any reason. Without any reason, thinking or thought or concept, or whatever, just come out in your mind. That's the reason we don't need to care much about it at all. If you just care much about it, it's causing trouble. It's causing you trouble. Only what we think about the trouble question or the problem is that because we just take care of it, because we take care of the thinking and so only this way, only this causes us trouble, question, problem. Nothing at all, nothing anymore. It's very simple. It's very simple to just separate from this trouble, question, problem. Simply just release. Simply just let go the thinking as our thought, as it is. Then you never have any trouble. Very simple. Although it's very easy to say, but for human being, for human, for us, it's totally difficult to do. That much we just attach. That much we attach the thinking and so on. This kind of habitual, this is the kind of habit. You see, all these people just try to do by thinking or thought. That's the reason people just always care much about thinking. So it's a totally useless thing. We never be able to act. We never be able to act by thinking or thought. See? Our activities as Master Dogen just to teach us. Our activity is a universal one. Not a human activities. Our activity is a universal activity. See? Totally different. Totally different. See? That's the reason we don't need to care much about thinking. Although it's a very difficult. That's the reason we have to do that. We have to do that. What's a dozen is? What's a dozen is? As I just always mentioned, whatever thinking or thought come out in our mind. Simply let it go as it is. This is totally enough. Okay. Okay. If you say this and that with your thought, it's never end. So don't make this sort of things a problem. Let's go the savage. Let's go with the savages. That makes it a problem. See, it's a totally difficult, totally different what we are thinking of to think of the figuring out of our problems, question or whatever. People always just try to think of, always just people just always just try to deal with the thinking just come out in your mind what people think of the problem and the question. Try to figure out, see, by thinking and thought. See? We don't need to do it. As I just mentioned, thinking and thoughts come out in your mind without anything. Thinking thoughts just come out in your mind. See? Come out in your mind and disappear without doing anything. Coming up and disappearing. See? This is where just the thinking and thoughts goes on. That's the reason we don't need to care much about anything. But as long as you just try to deal with, that's the reason the kind of the thinking and thoughts come out in your mind. It's called that. We don't need to do it. But as far as people are concerned, people always do it. Always try to do it. See? Because people just recognize this one. This is another human body. This one is another human body. This is Dharma body. Dharma body is entirely different from a human body. See, within within Dharma body, what you think about the self or I never exists. See, within this kind, there is a kind of function. There is a kind of function exists. See, that kind of function is six senses. See, six senses. See, eyes, ears, nose, the mouth, and the kind of body and the thinking or thought. Those six senses just exist in this body, Dharma body. Nothing concerned with what we think of the selves in this one. But people just recognize this one is the self. That's a total misunderstanding. It's a total misunderstanding. See, that's the reason. See, that's the reason it causes trouble. See, without self. See, without self. See, without self. This one is simply act. Without self, this one is simply act. See, right now, that's it. See, without self, I simply talk to you. You see, and without self, you simply listen to what I am just talking. See, without self, there is no one. There is nobody exists. There is nobody exists. Nobody exists. See? People never understand these circumstances. See, that's the reason we have to do a Zazen. Okay. If you say this and that with your thought, see, as long as the reason, as long as the thinking is come out in your mind, endless, endlessly. If you just you completely get tired of thinking, and then you say, "Oh, no more thinking." But if you say so, here I am. More thinking and thoughts just come out in your mind. If our activity is something concerned with thinking or thought, if you say no more thinking, see, thinking or thought never come out in your mind, but it's a totally it's totally impossible. Even say no more thinking, but the more you just think of, the more thinking of thought to come out in your mind. See? What's the reason? What's the reason? If the thinking of thought or something with if the thinking of so something concerned with our what we think about the human thinking or so. When you say no more thinking, it doesn't come out. See, but doesn't the more you're thinking of, the more just come out in your. That's the reason. That's the reason. The thinking or so. Nothing concerned with what we thinking of the self or I. Thinking of thought, thinking through the thought is a kind of the universal activity. Universal activity. That is never end. Even try to get rid of, even you just try to get rid of it. you cannot do it. See, because the thinking of thought is universal activity, not a human activity. It's in a sense, for human, it's a totally miserable. See, totally miserable. But for the person who realizes truth is nothing trouble at all. See? It's a very, it's a very useful thing. That's the reason. Shall come with the patriarch, Peter Alex just ask us to make use of this thinking ourselves as we want to. We can do it. See, but kind of a realization will be required to do it. See, okay. If you say this and that with your thought, it's never end. So don't make it this sort of things a problem. Let's go with the subjects that makes it a problem. Simply just let it go. Simply let's go. Let it go as it is. This is the Zazen. This is the, although it's very difficult, we know much about it. But if you really want to just satisfy with yourself or with everything, you have to do it. This okay. Let's go. Let's go the protagonist who is making it a problem. Once we just recognize this one as an I or the self, at the same time, what do you think about others to come out? Then we just try to just we just try to figure out what kind of the things it was kind of personal. What is that? It's called that trouble. Because you just recognize, because you just recognize this one as a self or as the I. Before you just recognize this one as the I or a self, nothing happens. Nothing exists. Nothing exists. When I just face this, when I face this, see, there is no separation between this and that. See? Oneness. Oneness. So you never know. You never know much about anything. We a kind of situation of oneness. Nothing happens. Nothing come out. See? But once you just recognize this as it is, what it is, see? Then at the same time you just recognize this as a self or I. Otherwise, you never be able to just recognize what it is. Before you recognize this, see, what you think about the self never exists. Because you just recognize this one, because you just recognize this, then kind of a person just come out in your mind. Before you recognize this, what you think about a person never exists, never come out in your mind. This is a kind of trick, kind of trick. Before you recognize this, before you just recognize this, see, there is no separation. There is no separation between this and this. You never be able to. You never be able to recognize what it is. Also, that's the reason you never recognize this one as I or the same. That's the reason. That's the reason there is nothing exists. There is nothing exists. So we don't have any trouble because nothing exists. Nothing to recognize anything. See? That's the reason we never have any trouble. Once you recognize this, then you, at the same time, you just almost same time you recognize this, then everything, what you think, what we just think about things just come up with substance, It's causation. Before recognize, before we just recognize the things, anything just come out. See? But people don't know much about this. Right knows. Knows when I finish, I simply become one at the end. And when I just this, see, and then I just simply become out at the end. Nothing left at all. See? Nothing left at all. That's the reason we never have any trouble. See, nothing left. But as far as thinking, something left. Then take it out. See, kind of something left. See, there's something left. Take it out and try to figure out what it is, what it does. See, we just try to write. We are just trying to do it in our mind. This is a delusion. This is delusion. nothing reality at all. But people don't know much about it. Reality, most reality is when I face this, I simply become agitated. The end. The end. Nothing reality at all. Very simple. You're always nothing left. You're always because you're always in a library. It's very great. Okay. Let's go with the protagonist. Protagonist who is making it a problem, a kind of person. Unless you just recognize as a self I, we never have any trouble. We never have any trouble. But the people definitely just recognize this one as I or the self. Then, as I just mentioned, when you just recognize this one as I or the self, they just for same time kind of others, a kind of things just come out. And the people just, we just try to figure out what it is, what we have to do with the kind of others. Always. We don't need to do it. We don't need to do it. Because we just recognize this one as I. That's the reason the kind of the others come out. Before we just recognize this one as I was the step. Others never exist. Others never exist. That's the reason we don't have any problem because we don't need to take care of everything. We don't need to take care of anything. This thing is this thing is we just call it enlightenment. Enlightenment. Once so-called person, he completely dropped away. Once just what we think of the self, I completely dropped away. Then there did nothing happen. What we think about the self and what we think about others completely dropped away. That's the one. There is nothing exists. Nothing exists. So we never have any trouble because of nothing exists. That is enlightenment. Okay. The world outside yourself, the world outside yourself will not be a problem. And this is very important. Without self, we never have any trouble. See, as I just mentioned, once you recognize this one as I was a self, then kind of others just come out. See, this is a function of function of recognition. We cannot do anything. So we cannot do anything because of natural matter. We cannot do anything. Then there is certain separation between this and this, and then we just try to do. We try to do anything or something, whatever. Against the kind of so-called others. We try to figure out what we have to be with kind of others, what figure out what we have to do something with the kind of others. See, so many things just come up in our mind. See? Just simply, see, just simply just let it go as it is. We can do it. We can do it. See, whatever just come out in our mind. See, thinking, what's come out in your mind. Simply let it go as it is. We can do it. This is a Zazen. Whatever is thinking or thoughts come out in your mind, simply let it go as it is. This is Zazen. This is Zazen you have to do in order to just realize who you are. Although it's easy to say, but totally difficult. Totally difficult. No, even totally difficult. But see, we are very fortunate, very fortunate. We are born as a human. We are born as a human. See, only the person who just born as a human have to do is just Zazen. In order to just realize the essential self. Only human will be able to do it. The other animals, never be able to do it because they don't. They are not provided by provided the function of the recognition. That's the reason they never be able to just realize who they are. Only human will be able to just do it because of the function of the recognition. See? So that we have to just make it of these functions. And then you'll be able to be you'll be able to satisfy with everything. You'll be able to be completely free from everything. Then you think, totally great. It's a totally great. Because we are born as a human. We are born as a human. Yeah, you are so great. You feel so great. Okay. The world outside yourself will not be a problem. Problem is what you just recognize. Problem is what you recognize this one as a self or as an I. That's a problem. That's the source of problem. That's the source of problem. Yeah. The less that's outside the world is a problem to you. The more clear your own true self become. See, when I just see, when I face this, I simply become as it is, without self. But people never understand this reality. So the more you do Zazen, the more you do Zazen, as I just mentioned, whatever thinking or thoughts come out in our mind, simply just let it go as it is. This is Zazen. So you do. The more you do this Zazen, so the more you just become as it is. There is no separation between this and this and this. You can just you can just recognize this reality because you can just realize this reality. That's the reason you simply just you simply just you sincerely just feel like a more more we have to do exactly. Then become the kind of aspirations that come out in your mind, and then this kind of things. If this kind of things is the reality of the essential self, we have to just realize this, the reality. That's kind of idea. That's kind of thing just come out. Difference come out in your mind, and you do it. Really more. Yeah. Very fortunate. The world outside yourself will not be a problem. The less that outside world is a problem to you, the more clear your own true self becomes. See, that's reason. That's reason we can do Zazen until we can just encounter the essence of the self. Although it's it's a total difficult, but once you just touch, once you just touch, touch of the kind of a reality of our essential self, then you'll be able to do. Then you'll be able to the Zazen sincerely. You don't care much about day and night. You don't care much about day and night. You just sit. Yeah? Because you can just realize. You can just realize the kind of part of the reality of the essential self. Yeah? That's much the essential self is different from what we think over the self, See? What we just think over the self is a creation of thinking. Thinking is another reality. Thinking is another truth. That's the reason you never be able to just you never be able to do Zazen, because you always just have a kind of doubt or question. See, but once you just touch the reality, once you just recognize the reality of the essential self, that's a reality. that's the reason we sincerely practice. We will be able to. We sincerely be able to do Zazen. That's what reality is thinking quite much different. Totally different. Okay. Then you'll be able to, sincerely you'll be able to do a Zazen, practice Zazen. And then become, okay. So things are as they are, and so are we as human beings. See? What it says is, once you separate from, once you just separate from thinking. See? Once the thinking and thought completely cease, completely dropped away. See? There is no separation. There is no separation between this and this. See, this time, this moment, you never be able to realize who we are, because nothing exists. See? Although the thinking of us thought never come out, or maybe thinking of thought come out, but you never be able to notice it. Notice it. So just kind of. Then kind of things just happen. Then you recognize this. Then you'll be able to you'll be able to just to realize who you are. You simply become this one. You simply become this one. Then you'll be able to realize who you are. This is the Shakyamuni Buddha's realization. This is the realization of the patriarch Ali. See, there is no difference. There is no difference. You see, as far as realization is. They just realize they just realize the same thing, exactly same aspect. See, that's the reason, no doubt at all. Exactly same thing. See? These are the patriarchs just realize this, and other those patriarchs just realize the others. This is another reality. This is another reality. See, every the patriarchs just realize the same things as patriarchs. Yeah. So no doubt at all. No doubt at all. Then you'll be able to just believe it. My inner sense. That's the thing. All we have to just realize. Then you are completely satisfied with everything. So things are as they so things are as they when I feel this, these things are as it is. Face this is the things as it is. Yeah. See, the exact same activity we are doing right now. See, exactly same activity. The things as they so are we as humans beings. We are acting except the same activity. See, nothing left at all. Nothing different at all. This is a certain thing. This is a completely certain thing. See? That's the reason we have to do it. You never do so. you never be lost in confusion. Yeah? You never be lost in confusion. Because we are just living in a certain living in certainty. See? No doubt, no question, no trouble, no problem at all. That's the reason we do it. People, every person just wanna have this condition or this circumstance. All these others, you'll be able to gain it. You will not become someone. You will not become someone who doesn't get angry by being patient. See, Garrison. You never get any angry. See, what's the reason? See, the reason why is I know much about. You are always staying in the library. So you never get any angry. Very great. Very simple. Okay. The teaching of Annon by patient. Patience is hard on the body and the mind. So patience is not good. Yeah. Not good. In order to become someone who is not angry, the first things to do is to practice Zazen. So no wonder, Gary-san, no wonder. You never get angry either. You're just sitting in the library. Sitting in the library. Always. So you never, you never get angry. Very great. Okay. So this is the the only Zazen. You never a person who never just get angry. You see? So you never have any stress. You never have any stress, Gary-san. No wonder. You are always laughing. You are always laughing because your laugh is laughing life. Very good. Okay. The teaching of the Shakyamuni Buddha, the way of the penetrate the reality of the universe is so great. See? So great. See, as I just mentioned about Ida Toin Roshi, Master Toin Roshi saying, see, if Dr. Einstein just realized who he was, he never says such a such a crazy thing. No. Such a this meaningless things. Master Toinos just said, if Dr. Einstein just realized who he was, he never said anything such a trifle things. See, once you just recognize, see who you are, you become universe itself. That's the reason. You see, reality is nothing comes with a kind of knowledge. See, what's the Dr. Einstein just the mention about it, the still within thinking, knowledge, which is knowledge. But the master must just realize, see who he was, is the universe itself. Non-self is the universe. See? That's the reason either Toiroshi is much about the whole universe. What the whole universe is. That's entirely different. See? That's the reason we have to do that. Okay. Buddha, the way of Buddha. The teaching of the Shakyamuni Buddha are the way to penetrate the reality of the universe itself, completely apart from the world that human deal with, the thought they are a human thinking. That's the reason once which is completely separate from thinking and thought or concept. See? Then you just become a universe itself. See? Universe itself. Very great. Gary-san, you are universe. You are universe itself. So great. But I still have a kind of doubt because you are always against me. Okay. Why do you have to do it? Okay. Okay. That's the reason we have to do the Zazen. The Buddha's teaching is to find the cause of suffering within ourselves, not to seek it elsewhere. This is very important thing. As I just mentioned, there is nothing trouble with question or trouble problem problem outside. See? There is nothing trouble, say outside, but trouble, the problem or question creates creates what creates by what we think about the self. See? This self is a problem. This self is a problem. This self is a source of problem of universe. See? Then once this self completely dropped away, then there is no problem at all. There is no problem at all. See? That's the reason we have to do a Zazen until what we think of the self completely dropped away. See? Only Zazen you can do it. See? That's the Shakyamuni Buddha's realization, and this the Gari-san's realization. We hope, we hope, we wish. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gary-san. Are you still just staying in the library? You should do it. Even librarian just ask you to get out. Get out. You never care much. Hi, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.